Justice is not optional. Our laws are not suggestions. Fairfax Commonwealth's attorney Steve Descano has betrayed the rule of law and the very people he has sworn to protect by turning prosecutorial discretion into deliberate, weaponized incompetence.
Attorney General Jason Miyares is accusing Fairfax County Commonwealth attorney Steve Descano of mishandling multiple cases and handing out lenient plea deals. While surrounded by more than a dozen victims, Miyares called for legislative reforms to protect future victims and hold prosecutors accountable.
Stop being a social worker, stop being a criminal defense attorney, and start being a prosecutor. And if you're not willing to do your job, resign, so somebody else will do it for you.
He released a 34-page report detailing misconduct, failures, and constitutional violations, and is referring the matter to the Department of Justice for potential civil or criminal investigation. He highlighted a case the county failed to prosecute against Richard Cox, a registered sex offender who entered the female locker room at several recreation centers and high schools to watch women undress. He was able to enter the facilities by claiming to be transgender. Workers claimed he would strip down naked and walk around the locker room for hours. In police body cam obtained by Washington Examiner, when officers banned him from Oakmont Rec Center, he claimed he was being discriminated against.
My civil rights as a transgender person allows me to use a public facility, including the restrooms or changing rooms that identify with my gender. You could see on my ID that I'm recognized by the Commonwealth of Virginia as female. So exercising my civil rights is not a criminal offense. So them pulling up my information on the sex offender registry and using it to stop me from exercising my civil rights as a transgender person is a criminal misuse of the sex offender registry.
In 2020, the General Assembly changed the law to allow Virginians to change the sex on their ID to their gender identity. Though Cox is a biological male, he was able to obtain a state-issued driver's license listing him as female.
This was a law that went into effect under Governor Northam that allowed him, with a state-issued driver's license, to suddenly identify as a female and go into female safe spaces and in their locker rooms. On June 6, 2024, he went into Planet Fitness, where again, he used his state-issued driver's license to gain access, claiming that he was transgender, and accusing the victims that complained about him walking around as a biological male, fully nude in the locker room as having, quote, anti-trans discrimination. The Fairfax Commonwealth Attorney's Office declined to participate in the prosecution of Cox, and the indecent exposure charge was later dismissed.
Cox is currently in jail facing more than 30 charges in Arlington County for entering Washington Liberty High School locker room and performing a lewd act in front of children and taking other indecent liberties with children from July to October 2024. At this time, no charges have been filed against Cox in Fairfax County. Miyares also highlighted the case of Bryan Rojas, who after murdering a cat took a machete and tried to attack a police officer. The prosecutor's office reduced the charge to an assault battery against law enforcement. The courts rejected the proposed plea.
They were rejected due to their offensiveness to the rule of law and the administrative of justice. They also rejected the proposed plea, partly because of the utterly horrific, gruesome, and devastating and lethal wounds that killed the cat and also could have taken the officer's life.
Another case was when Hyrum Rodriguez, an illegal immigrant from Honduras, broke into a home in the middle of the night and tried to abduct a 4-year-old child. Even though there was overwhelming DNA evidence and the possibility for a life sentence, the Commonwealth attorney reduced the sentence to just 2 years.
And the judge noted in rejecting this plea deal, this is every parent's worst nightmare. The court concluded a criminal justice system that cannot protect a 4-year-old child in such circumstances is a failure. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a failure solely at the feet of Steve Descano.
Descano called the report a political stunt. This is a sad, last-ditch political stunt by a man who's about to lose an election. His lies, half-truths, and distortions don't change the fact that voters elected me twice to run our justice system this way. Miyares is currently running for re-election for Attorney General in Virginia and is trailing his Democratic opponent, Jay Jones, by 7 points, according to a recent Christopher Newport University poll.
In light of this report, the Attorney General is calling for Descano to resign. From Fairfax, Virginia, I'm Amy DeLaura for Washington Examiner.